Ghosties. My name is Aubrie Rose. Welcome back to my channel. So the one time that I'm actually on top of things for this video, this project, it's not working out. So I was brainstorming this project and I had written out a bunch of questions of things that I just needed to figure out for this project, like some plot hole questions, some magic system and things questions, and now I cannot find them. I believe they deleted. Normally I don't have this trouble with Dabble, but I feel like it's happening more recently with the iPad, so I don't know what happened, but they're gone. I did still kind of want to talk about this and the process. So basically I've written a first draft of episode 1, and there were a few things that didn't quite work, and then talking with my critique partner and brainstorming about some things, or just thinking about some things, I realized there were some more questions that I had that I was just kind of putting to the side mentally, because I was like, you know what, this will come into play later, I'll figure this out later. A lot of it was with the world building and this sort of magic system, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it or how I wanted it to play out, and so I figured it would sort itself out later. And I also decided that that was probably not the best way to go about doing this, because I was thinking about this today. In fantasy, like, you talk about suspending your disbelief. You're like, okay, this is a made-up situation, but I'm suspending my disbelief and I'm being thrown into this magical world that obviously doesn't exist, but in this space like it does. And you suspend your disbelief for that, and so you can kind of believe in the impossible for a second. But you can only suspend your disbelief so long. If there are glaring plot holes and things that don't make sense in any way, shape, or form, it's like, this isn't realistic, this wouldn't happen, and even in a fantasy setting, like, this doesn't work. And so I want to avoid having that problem with all of my stories, but also this one in particular, because I've been struggling with this a little bit. It's kind of funny because a lot of my favorite genres, I think, are a lot like that, where you really do have to suspend your disbelief, even more than usual, I would say. But those are kind of scenarios and ideas and stories that fascinate me a lot more. I love fiction and fantasy. I love bizarre scenarios that don't really work in a real sense, but then you get to kind of explore them and experience something that you would never experience before. Kind of went on a tangent, but anyway, I'm still brainstorming. I'm going to go through and start to answer some of those questions. A lot of them, I know I kind of just said this, but I'm gonna get a little bit more in depth. So my character sees ghosts. How does she see ghosts? How does that work? Why can no one else see them? If there are other people who can see ghosts, do they have the exact same powers as her? Is it like a gaming system where they're all at different levels? Or is it they each have like different powers, or like the same sort of power where it's like you can see or communicate or talk with ghosts, but it represents itself differently in each character, which I like much better, because I feel like it's kind of boring if it's all the same, and also everyone is different, so you would assume that everyone would like have a different ability, like we all have different things that we're interested in, we have different things that we're good at. You would assume it would be something like that if we had magical powers. So yes, and then which of my characters do have these powers, if any? How does it work? And also I have some character deaths. Obviously there's some ghosts that we're talking to, so I do want to figure out the backstory as to how these people died, why they died, if there is a why, all of that jazz. And then my main character has some familial relationships that are a little iffy, and so I want to figure out the backstory for those, why they're like that, the way they are. There are also some abilities that the ghosts have, and I want to figure out how that works exactly, and what the other side is like in this world. And yeah, I think that's it. I feel like that was all, those were all the questions that I wrote down, disappeared. But yes, so I'm going to be brainstorming these. I can let you guys know a little bit about how everything pans out, what I come up with next week, so stay tuned for that. And thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one. Stay spooky. I think I did this wrong again, but I can't remember how I did it. I'm gonna go watch one of my old videos again and see how I did my outro. Alright, bye guys.